My opponent states that there is suicide and self-harm on the internet. There's limited proof actually if it's the student. If they're struggling with anything related, it's for them and their family to deal with. They state that that's theirs to choose what they post, and we say that there's a Fourth Amendment and there's nothing to hide, so why is the school looking into it? My opponent says that the public can post what they want. There are millions who have gotten hacked all over, and not all web apps are public. My opponent also states that there is bullying and other stuff out there, and we say that limited proof for telling if a student was actually spread hate on the web. There is no way of knowing if it's actually them.
My opponents argue that it is against the Fourth Amendment, but we disagree. The Fourth Amendment states that you can't look through someone's stuff without permission, but you did agree to it in the terms of use in the first place. And they also say that teachers are looking through your post, but in reality, it's just a computer scanning over it, looking for keywords that may point to bullying, self-harm, or any signs of suicide. They say that there's freedom of speech when you post on the internet. Yes, there is, but it does come to a crossing of the line when it affects somebody else's life in a harmful way. And they also speak of hacking, but these are professional people working with the government, and they're not going to waste their time hacking into a 14-year-old's account when it's not really going to do them very much harm.
Okay, closing affirmative.
Allowing schools to monitor students' social media both during and outside of school is not okay, and there are many reasons behind it. Schools could not only find unreliable information, but they have a very limited way of knowing for sure that the accounts they're accessing are actually the student. Also, we have a right to privacy, and people have the right to decide what kind of information about themselves is collected and how it's used. By giving schools certain ways to access student info makes it easy for hackers to not only get into school files, but access possibly secret or personal things about students. This is simply unconstitutional, and schools have no right to be granted special access because what is on a student's social media page should not concern them and is in no way related to school.
My group believes that schools should be able to monitor students' social media accounts because you must agree to the terms of use before you sign up for many of social media accounts. If we had more schools with this software, rates of bullying would go down and our schools would be a happier and healthier place. Because suicide is very common when it comes to bullying or cyberbullying in general. Our teachers would be a happier and healthier place because we could get through the school day with learning what we're supposed to learn and not having to deal with bullying over social media accounts. Could you look into the eyes of someone who lost a loved one or a child and say that your Instagram was more important to them than a student's life?